Living off campus is going to be new and different this year. There are several things you should know about so that you can make this year successful. Somerville is the most densely populated city in the Northeast, with over 19,000 people residing per square mile. The area near Tufts and Medford also has a high population density, and the Fenway neighborhood in Boston is close to many other colleges and universities. These extraordinarily close communities are a source of vibrance and energy. During a pandemic, it also sets conditions that make it easy for the virus to spread. The people you live with at your off-campus apartment are your residential cohort for this year, as long as it constitutes no more than 10 people. You may not make a larger residential cohort. It is very important to wear a mask when you are at home, even when the only people around are in your cohort. When you are in the kitchen, the living room, on the front porch, or in the backyard of your off-campus house, you are required to wear a mask, even if the only other people around are your housemates. This may be different than what you have done these last several months. During the spring and summer, most of us were operating in a near-total lockdown where contact with others outside the home and the attendant risk that one housemate could be exposed to the virus and infect others in the home was very low. This fall, additional cautions inside the home is required because you will be going to class regularly, interacting with far more people, and doing many more things outside your home. The increase in activities outside the home this fall means that a mask is required in the home. As noted earlier, an exception to physical distancing is when you are around only members of your residential cohort. This means that if you are in the living room with just your housemates, you don't need to maintain the full 6 feet of distance if it's not possible to do so, though masks should still be worn. You should not have more than 10 people at your off-campus residence, including the people who live there, at any time for any reason this semester. The off-campus housing stock is not built to allow for appropriate physical distancing, so it is necessary to strictly limit the number of people you have over. Even for low-intensity activities like group projects or playing video games, it is important to limit the number of people at your residence to 10. Large gatherings, even those which may have been considered ordinary prior to the pandemic, now pose a serious threat to the health and safety of others because it is much more likely to lead to many people becoming infected. We all want to avoid a preventable outbreak, so all social gatherings of more than 10 people are prohibited, even if the people present are wearing masks or trying to maintain physical distancing. Large parties where masks and physical distancing policies are not followed are a serious threat to public health. As a result, these kind of events will result in a strong consideration of disciplinary suspension or expulsion. We believe that most Tufts students are responsible and will be willing to sacrifice having large social gatherings this year to protect the health of others. Students are expected to be good neighbors when living off campus in our local communities. Behavior that causes a neighborhood disturbance or violates local ordinances is prohibited. This includes, but is not limited to, creating excessive sound and vibration, hosting a number of people in excess of the capacity of your building, improper care for pets that causes a disturbance, or failing to maintain your residence in a habitable condition is prohibited by university policy and local laws. Our neighbors in Medford, Somerville, and Boston generally like Tufts students and like being near the university, but many of them are worried that students will be irresponsible this semester and cause an outbreak that damages the overall public health of the cities. During this pandemic, we ask for you to be especially thoughtful and responsive to your neighbors. You are highly visible in our community, and our neighbors see what you do. Please be a model of responsibility and good judgment so that we can stay in the yellow condition this year. The Dean of Student Affairs Office and Residential Life are hosting multiple town halls about living off campus this year to discuss the expectations in detail and answer your questions. At least one person from each off-campus apartment is required to attend. Sign up by writing to the Dean of Student Affairs Office by September 8, 2020. We strongly recommend that off-campus students discuss their safety plans with roommates. Residential Life will share apartment agreement documents that off-campus students can use to discuss safety and communication expectations. If students are having concerns about their living situation off-campus, they can contact Residential Life. We know that living off campus this year is different than what you imagined it would be when you first made plans to live off campus. Thank you for your thoughtful consideration of the health guidelines, your neighbors, and our community.